Good morning, class. This is the worked review for the quiz for Thursday. Quick review 7.5, quiz review 7.5 through 7.7. There will be exactly 3 questions. Notice my first question is just multiplying. Now it's a little bit uglier because you have 3 things, trinomials, actually 4 terms, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 4 terms here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3 along there. So this is a little bit more complicated. Notice you're missing some things, like you got x to the 4th, x cubed, no x squared, but x, and then a constant. On the back one, you have x cubed, x squared, no x, and then the constant. To help with the multiplication, you don't have to do it this way. You could just draw the box and just write out the ones you have, but you'll have to look and search for like terms because the like terms won't line up because of the missing holes. Or you could just put 0 in. Let me show you the 0 way. So let's say we're multiplying. So I'm going to put x to the 4th along the top because that's the longer one. So it would be x to the 4th minus 2x cubed plus, now here we add the 0. And why do I add 0? Because I want all powers to show up. It just helps with the multiplication. Do you need to do that? No. It just helps. You're going to end up with rows of zeros because you're going to have a lot of terms here. Okay, so we have that. Let me blow it up a little bit. And then down the side, we have the trinomial. What is that? 2x cubed plus 3x squared and plus 0x, because I'm going to add, it's called a placeholder, and then minus 9. Now, I'll be honest with you, this is harder than what you're probably going to see on your quiz, because I did not write the quiz. Mrs. Wilson did, and we did a couple like these, but this, again, is a very complicated problem, all right? Notice, but the procedure's the same. So here we go. Notice we're going to make columns and rows for each term and a row for each term going down the side. And then we just go through the process. 2x cubed times x to the 4th is 2x to the 7th. Okay. Then 2x cubed times a negative 2x cubed is a negative 4x to the 6th. One thing you should note, when you add these placeholders, the exponents, okay, are going to start, the highest is 3 plus 4, because when you multiply, you add the exponents, you get 7. Then each one is going to be 1 degree less. So you got x to the 7th, x to the 6th. The next one will be x to the 5th. I don't know what the coefficient is, what the number is. The next one will be x to the 4th. And the last one will be x to the 3rd. All right? Notice the exponents decrease by 1 as we go to the right. And likewise, when we go down, the exponents are going to decrease by 1 going down. X to the 6th, x to the 5th, x to the 4th. This will be x to the 5th, x to the 4th, x cubed. This one will be x to the 4th, x cubed, x squared. This will be x to the 3rd, x squared, x. This one will be x cubed, x squared, x, and then the constant term. All right? Now we just got to figure out what the numbers that go in front. And so that's what we're going to do. All right? So now this is just the process. I'll show the first one, then I'll just write the rest in. So 2x cubed times x to the 4th is 2x to the 7th. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4x to the 6th. 2 times 0 is 0, x to the 5th. Then we got 2 times 4 is 8, and that's x to the 4th. And then the last will be 2 times negative 12 gives you a negative 24, x to the 3rd. Okay? Then I'll just write out the rest, and it's the same procedure. So on the next one, I'm not going to, I mean, here I circled and stuff. So 3x squared times x to the 4th is 3x cubed. 3x squared times a negative 2 is x cubed is negative 6x to the 5th. 3x squared times 0x squared is 0x to the 4th. 3x squared times 4x is 8x cubed. 3x squared, sorry. 3x squared times 4 is not 8. It's 12. You gotta multiply, right? So use a calculator. 3 times negative 12 is negative 36x squared. Then this row is going to be just 0 times everything. So that's 0x to the 5th, 0x to the 4th, 0x cubed, 0x squared, and 0x. This last one's going to be negative 9x to the 4th plus 18x cubed plus 0x squared. Negative 9 times 4 is negative 36x. Negative 9 times a negative 12 is positive. 9 times 10 is 90. Times 2 is 18. 90 plus 18 is 108. All right, so there's a lot of terms here. But you know what? Where does this say? Product. It's going to be big. It's going to be, well, we take this one. There's nothing to add to it, so it's just 2x to the 7th is the lead term. And then it's going to be negative 4x to the 6 plus 3x to the 6 is negative x to the 6. I'm going to have to move this because I'm going to run out of space. Again, this is kind of long. Okay, there we go. And then we have 0x to the 5th plus a negative 6x to the 5th plus 0x to the 5th is just negative 6x to the 5th. And then we have 8x to the 4th plus 0 plus a negative 9x to the 4th. So 8 plus a negative 9 is negative x to the 4th, negative 1. Then we go the x cubed, so we got negative 24 plus 12 is negative 12, plus 18 is, I believe, positive 6x to the 3rd. Okay, and then negative 36, and that's it, right? Because the rest are zeros. So that'll be minus 36x squared. Okay. Then we have 0x plus a negative 36x is negative 36x. And then we have the plus 108. So this was a really long problem. I don't think on your quiz, I made this up, and I think I went a little too evil. But the procedure's the same, all right? I suspect it will not be so many terms. I think it'll be a trinomial times a trinomial. This is a 4-term right here times a 3-term on that one, which creates so many terms. All right. Dividing the polynomials is pretty straightforward. Again, I'm going to do it the way it was shown on the work we did in class, even though it's not my preferred method. I think next year I will do it my way, as they say. You know, the old song by Frank Sinatra. So we put x cubed, we got x plus 3. Then we ask ourselves, what do we multiply x by to give us x cubed? And that's x squared. And then this is 3x squared. And then you have to decide, okay, 3x squared plus what will give me a negative 2x squared? And that's going to be negative 5x squared, I think, if I did that right? Gotta check it. Always check your work. 3 plus a negative 5 is indeed negative 2. And then what do we multiply x by to give us negative 5x squared? And that's going to be negative 5x. So now we multiply 3 times negative 5x, and we got negative 15x. Let me separate this. All right. And now, what do we do? Oh, yeah, we have to figure out. What do we add to negative 15x to give us negative 14x? Well, that's going to be just 1x, right? A positive x. So you got an x there. So x times what? X times what gives you x? And that's going to be 1. 1 times x is x. 3 times 1 is 3. All right. So notice this 3 should be negative 5. It's not. What do we have to add to 3 to make it negative 5? That's going to be our remainder, and that's going to be a negative 8. Right? We have to add negative 8 to 3 to get to negative 5. So the quotient, it doesn't go in evenly. The quotient will be x squared minus 5x plus 1 plus, and then we put the remainder, negative 8, over the divisor, which is x plus 3. And this is the resulting quotient. Okay. On B, same idea, right? You know, it's just more of the same. This one is just, I pulled this off of old worksheets I had, so these are not related to as far as your quiz. They're not at all the same problems. I mean, other than the procedures. All right. So we put x minus 7 down the side. And we put x cubed here. We have this. And we go through the same procedure. What do you multiply x by to give us x cubed? That's x squared. And then x squared times x gives you x cubed. Negative 7 times x squared gives you negative 7x squared. Okay? And then you ask yourself, what do we have to add to negative 7x squared to give us a negative 13x squared? A negative 7 plus, I believe, negative 6x squared. That these two do indeed add up to negative 13, which is what we needed. And it does. So x times what gives you negative 6x squared, and that's negative 6x. And then negative 7 times a negative 6 is positive 42x. Oops, sorry. 42x. And then what do we have to add to 42x, right? What do you have to add to that to give us the 40 we need here? And that's going to be a negative 2x. Okay? And then x times what gives you negative 2x? And that's going to be a negative 2. And so negative 2 times negative 7 is a positive 14. And now we look. This 14, if x minus 7 went evenly into that polynomial, that 14 should have been an 18. It's not. What do we have to add to 14 to get us to 18? And then we're going to have to add 4, and that's our remainder. So now we would write, divide the polynomials and simplify the quotient. So the quotient's going to be x squared minus 6x minus 2 is just this. Then plus the remainder of 4 over the divisor of x minus 7. And that's the answer. Okay. Now, on the last two, I think I'm going to pause this so I can, so it won't be so long to upload and stuff. And then I'll just do a second video to do question number 3. All right.